It's been 126 years since the children of Jacksonville came together in honor of Abraham Lincoln's birthday to perform a new song. Composed by Jacksonville artists and brothers James Weldon and John Rosamond Johnson, the song would go on to be known as the Black National Anthem. Here to tell us about its anniversary performance, we are joined by Katie Bowling, Director of Operations at the Jacksonville Children's Chorus. Katie, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
We're also joined by a member of the chorus's touring choir, Elizabeth. Thanks for being here.
Hello, thanks for having me.
So, Katie, right out of the gate, this song has captured the hearts of audiences. It was first performed by 500 school children at the old Stanton School. Why is it restaged every year?
Well, I think, it's part of the history of Jacksonville. And I do feel like it's had a bit of a resurgence, at least locally. I grew up in Jacksonville. I am ashamed to say I did not know the song growing up until I started working with the Jacksonville Children's Chorus about 10 or so years ago. And I just have loved seeing how important it is to the organization, and they've made it really important. You cannot come and be a part of the Children's Chorus, whether you're in second grade or 12th grade, without leaving knowing this song. Am I right, Elizabeth?
Yes.
Yeah.
We start learning it as soon as we start in the choir, and it's been with me since I'm graduating this year.
Yeah, and it's a huge piece of Jacksonville history. And so that's great that it's a part of the choir's lineup and the chorus's lineup. And, to your point, I mean, Beyonce performed it at Coachella. It was on her live album, Homecoming. And so its reach, its significance has perhaps penetrated more deeply into pop culture than it had been. And I think Jacksonville's doing a better job of recognizing it. What is it that is, I mean, it can be a challenging song to sing. Is that right? It's not necessarily, it is somewhat long, Elizabeth, and it has got some, musically, it can be challenging to sing.
Especially the arrangement we sing. We sing the original arrangement, and we have sections where it's loud, sections where you really feel the emotion of it in the slower parts. And at least when we learned it when we were younger, we learned one section that's easier for us. And as we grow our ability to reach, whether that be lower notes or our higher ranges, we get to sing the other parts of it. So it's been fun learning how to sing it. And I'd say out of our whole song, it's one of my favorite songs we've been able to sing in my time in the choir, just being able to have it with me.
The song is sometimes sung in portions, as you say, and taught in portions. And there are some verses that are really emotionally challenging. I mean, they're just very, wrenching descriptions of challenging life of African Americans throughout history. And there's obviously moments that are a lot more celebratory and, positive. But I would think just even the emotional range of the song is probably something to work through as a vocalist.
Definitely. Even the more cheerful arrangements of it, at least in the portions, it talks about like how stony the road we trod, when like hope unborn has died. And even at the end, it's like, lest our feet, whatever happens, will come out good in the end. So, like, of course, as we're younger, we don't always hear the verses, but being able to listen to it and sing it so many times, you start to really be able to see how important the song is.
Well, we have a brief clip of the children's chorus performing this. Let's just take a listen. KT's telling me that that's not actually the children's choir, and so I'm not sure that clip played, I guess, incorrectly.
That is the children's choir, but that's not Lift Every Voice and Sing.
Gotcha.
It is confusing because that is a song called Lift Every Voice that our younger choir sings. That was the training choir.
Gotcha.
So there are some clips of the full arrangement of Lift Every Voice and Sing on our YouTube. I think it's more recognizable than that song you just heard too.
And so this is not just the children's chorus, but it's a collaborative effort with a couple of other vocal groups. Tell us about who all's participating.
Yeah. actually, as Elizabeth was talking about the emotions, it's a very dynamic song. You mentioned Beyonce has sung it. I think we've heard it more in pop culture these days than when I was growing up, at least. And no matter who sings it, it can be very emotional. But if you haven't heard it sung by a group, by a choir, it just hits different. It chills. I've heard this song probably, several dozen times, and I get chills every time. So each year for our annual Lift Every Voice and Sing Martin Luther King Celebration Concert, which is in February, this year is February 28th, we typically will bring a choir from an HBCU from outside of the city.
So that's Edward Waters.
So this year, yes, we're going to have Edward Waters. So this year's a little bit different because we're actually bringing ensembles from within the community. We have Edward Waters, FSCJ, and the Rich Chamber Players will be joining us. In the past, we've had Spelman, Hampton, Tuskegee, Bethune-Cookman. Yeah.
All right. Well, it is the Martin Luther King Jr. Lift Every Voice and Sing concert. As you said, it's February 28th from 2 to 4 at Hendricks Avenue Baptist Church. Katie Bowling, Elizabeth, thank you both so much for being here. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.